So the first thing I'm going to explain here is called tinning. We're going to tin each and every wire. I'm just going to show you one, and I'll go through and do them all myself. So you got your soldering iron, nice and hot. I got this homemade kind of cleaner here, which is just a cup with washcloth that's wet. You just want to wipe it off here. Make sure she's nice, wet and clean. And you got your solder, which is a 60-40 solder. And I'm going to take each and every one and put my soldering iron right on the wire and tin each and every wire. It's kind of a quick process. It doesn't take too long. This will ensure your connections. Okay, so now I'm just going to install the selector here, which just goes in. Not too difficult, pretty much self-explanatory here. You get the screws, get them nice and started there. You can skip this probably too, DJ. As I'm back now, I'm going to be installing the actual neck pickup. So I got my schematics here. I will post a link up on the description so you guys can find the schematics. It's saying that the green and the ground go together on top of the volume pot. What I've done is I've got some solder already up on top of the volume pot, ready to go. So what I'll do is I'll wind these two together, the ground and the green. I got a little too much of the ground hanging off there, so I'll just go ahead and clip that off. Okay. Since these are already tinned, it's going to make it extremely easy for this to bond. You got solder going on top of solder. Should be pretty easy to do. Grab my soldering iron. Heat up the solder on the bottom of on top of the volume pot. And it should solder right up on there. Pretty good. I'll try to get you guys a good picture of that. Hi, honey. There you go. Nice solder connection. Now it's telling me that. Let me get this off. Now it's telling me this schematic that the black and white wires go together on the 5th from the left. No, the 4th. There we go. The 4th from the left part of the pickup selector on the first pole. So I'll go ahead and put them in here. Put them in the angle so they won't move. What I like to do is I'll curve the wire a little bit so it'll latch on to the place where I need it to be. I'm going to put some solder on that piece there before I do this. That way, should be a good connection. Okay. Okay, I got the black wire on. I'll let that white wire sit there till it heats up, and then I can put more solder in. Make sure that the wires are not touching any other part of the poles, so you don't get a connection in a different place. Okay? So now I got my red wire that's left. Let's see where it goes. Red wire is going to go on the right side, the first and second, no, the fourth and fifth parts of the selector. So what I'll do is, this is already kind of long, and I'll put it up through the first part of the selector. Let's bend it a little bit so we'll get it in there easier. And then over to the other place we need to go, to the fifth pole. And pull through. We should be pretty good. Get our soldering iron, our solder. Heat her up a little bit. That first set's good, and the second set's good. Give it a nice tug. Make sure the connection's solid. Good to go. So there's the neck pickup wired.